How do you feel when someone helps you when you really need it, or when you help someone? This is coming to you live on Live in the Diaspora. Welcome back to Life in the Diaspora. This is a show about having relatable conversations about eliminating debt, building wealth, so you can live the life that you want, the life that you deserve. We are live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time or 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So you can follow us on our Facebook page on Beyond Financial Reset, or on a YouTube page. You can subscribe if you are not subscribed to a page. I am Sylvie, and today we'll be talking about how helping others can help us build wealth. But first, we definitely want to welcome those who are watching us. So please let us know where you're watching us from and give us a shout out. Let us know who you are. Okay. We definitely want to hear from you. All right. We do have a special guest here with us. I know you would definitely want to hear from her. She is very knowledgeable about the topic we'll be discussing today. So I know you want to hear everything that she has to say. All right. So let us know where you are joining us from. And as you join us, please share the video. And my question to you is, have you ever wanted to help somebody so bad, but you did not have the resources to do so? How did that make you feel? So let me know in the comments how that made you feel. All right. Thank you, Relindis. Thank you for joining us. How is the weather today in Virginia? Because it's been raining really bad over here in Texas. So thank you for joining us. So why are we talking about helping others? Why is this important for us? So a lot of the data has shown that helping others is the most fun that you can have with your money. So a lot of the people who are build wealth want to help others. And the information that they gathered showed that they actually enjoy doing it. So not only that, a few of the people that we have talked to and the people that we do coach, one of the top reasons that they give for wanting to learn how to manage their money is that they want to not only help their family, they want to help build their community. So as you can see, helping others is something that is not only important to the people that we've interacted with, but to a lot of other people. So it is only befitting that we start off the Live in the Diaspora show by talking about how helping others can help you build wealth. Because like you are aware, right? Money affects every part of our life, not just our bank account. So seeing the money sit in your bank account, well, that is a great thing. But you're aware that money affects where you live, right? Your safety. So whether you're going to stay in a community that you're going to feel safe at, whether you're going to stay healthy. So if you get sick, are you going to have the money to go get the medical treatment that you need? So whether you're going to be in a good mood. So you've heard about people being hungry because they're so hungry that they're mad at everybody that they come across with. So we want to make sure that the way we budget and manage our money, we actually not only save our money, we actually allocate some amount of money that we share with other. It is actually encouraged, right? So Yvonne, thank you for joining us. Eddie, thank you for joining us. And Mami, thank you for joining us. Please share the video as you join us. So we want to know, is giving money to people actually something that can help you build wealth? That is the question. But like I said, we're going to be breaking all of that down with a special guest, because today we're going to find out whether giving to others actually activates abundance. Okay? So, before we bring out a special guest, I want to encourage you, if you want to eliminate your debt, if you want to build wealth, and if you want to live the life that you deserve, please make sure you subscribe to our page and follow our page Beyond Financial Reset, and subscribe to our page on YouTube Beyond Financial Reset as well. Now, our special guest, like I promised you, is Dr. Mrs. Veronica Fortune. She is a lady who comes with a lot of accolades, but one that she holds very, very close to her heart is a wife. So she is a wife, she's a mother, she is a minister of the gospel, and she is a philanthropist. She moved to the US in 2002 and she pursued a career in healthcare. In 2020, she earned her doctorate of nursing, her doctorate degree in nursing practice with a specialty in psychiatry and mental health across the lifespan. So we all know mental health is very big, right? So she's going to be a go-to person as well. Now, she is the founder of Providers Ministry, whose mission is to preach the gospel through giving. And she believes that God is the ultimate provider, thus, our wealth, which we talk about a lot, is meant to be shared. So, please, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome a very educated woman of God, Dr. Mrs. Veronica Fortune. Give her a round of applause, people. All right, Veronica, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on your show.
All
It's my
right.
pleasure.
So, our first question is, you're always on social media, but I want you to tell us something that we do not know about you.
you know, um, I actually was anticipating that this was going to come up, and I don't know that there's anything that I haven't really shared about myself to out there to people, because sometimes I always feel like that I have to share my experiences to other people so that they can learn. How do people get to correct the mistakes that they make in their lives if they don't learn from the experiences of others? But the one thing that I found out is that when I see people win, I cry. Like literally, I get emotional, because we're in a dispensation where people seem to have given up a lot. People not seeing, they're not winning in their life, in emotionally, physically, financially. A lot of people seem to be giving up on life. But when I see people winning, I literally cry, and I don't know why that happens. Like I was watching the Olympic Games, and every time somebody wins and that emotions, I will cry, and I will find myself really crying. And so it's been something new that I kind of found out about myself.
All right.
um you will know that a lot of people rejoice when other people fall, but
Yeah.
I cry when I see people win. And
Oh,
so
I think that's a very good attribute. If we will celebrate other people's win a lot more, that I think that will encourage people to pursue their dreams. So, and that leads me to my next question for what motivated you to start helping people and to start providers ministry.
so this is right from my foundation. you know One of the things that I stress a lot to people is that you need to find out your purpose on this earth. You need to find out why you're here. And so I have been in a situation where I am restless if I don't help somebody in need. And this does not really start when I came to America. It started right from my foundation when I was a young kid. And so I don't know if it's because of where I'm coming from my background, or it's just an innate thing that is in me. But like I said, I think it's the purpose of which God sent me, the people that have different talents and different gifts. And one of the things that I found out is that I am called to be a kingdom financier. I am called to finance other people. So I have realized that my income and the money that I make is not for me. It's so that I can be able to be a blessing to other people. And so I don't play with a whole lot of that. So right from my foundation, when I was a young kid, I always was a helping hand to people, even when I didn't have. I always shared what I had with people. I was always making sure that I put other people's needs before my needs. And so being in a situation where I was blessed financially, it actually gave me the platform and the go ahead to be able to exercise that gift that was in me, to maximize that potential that was in me, to be able to give to people, because I got to the point where I was blessed. So it became, so I decided I have been doing a lot of things in the background, but I decided to make it official and give it a name. And it was a revelation to actually call it Provider Ministry. You realize that a lot of charity organizations are named after people. But this organization isn't named after me, isn't named after anybody. It's named after the Almighty God. Providers Ministry, it's not just a charity organization, it's a ministry on its own, because there's a purpose, not just giving to people, but we're making people see that the ultimate giver and the source of what you get is not from me. I'm just a conduit. I'm just, God is just using me as a vessel in order to bless you. So whatever you're getting is not coming from me.
Yeah.
It's because I have made myself available. Say, whom shall I send? And I say, here, this is me, Lord. You want to use me in a financial way in your kingdom? This is me.
Yeah.
So
I like what you said about being a kingdom financier. And so I saw this, that it said, people should set aside a tenth of all their fields produced each year.
right.
So what you said about using your wealth to bless others, right? Because it's like you said, it's a blessing that, and something that comes back to you. And which ties in with what I said at the beginning of the show, that people have noticed that the more you give, the more you get blessings, right?
Giving for the right purpose and giving to the right people. Because sometimes our giving is misplaced. Sometimes our giving does not match the purpose. People give for different reasons. And when your giving does not match the purpose and it's misplaced, you turn to not reap from it. You don't see the reward because of the purpose of which you're giving. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So
absolutely. So, I mean, with your intention being right and everything, you must definitely face challenges, along the way. And now I'm thinking, how do you overcome these challenges in, especially, in a community and being in the limelight? How do you, navigate these challenges and stay focused on what your goal is?
to tell you the truth, the reality is that there's so many times that I have felt like I wanted to give up. So many times that I wanted to give up. I'm like, why am I even putting myself in the situation where I'm stressing myself emotionally and burning myself out to reach out to people? And sometimes all you get is insults, all you get is ingratitude, all you get is name calling. And I was like, I'm just going to give up. But I realized that it is not my calling. That he who called me and gave me that assignment gives you the strength to be able to carry on.
That's
The
right.
joy of the Lord is my strength. God, when he gives you a vision, he makes provision. So if I tell you that, it's like a testimony that every case that has come my way, it's like a revelation. I feel it. There's some cases that come my way and I feel like I, this is not for me. I either refer you or I drop you. I don't even respond to you, because every case that I have had to handle, God has made provision for that case. So those moments where I feel burned out and that voice keeps talking to me like, this, you didn't call yourself. I called you, and so I'll make a way for you, even when there seems to be no way. There have been challenges, and this is where you have to prove to God. You see the story of the talents, when God gave talents to different people, give 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. That was, you have to actually show God that you can handle 20 for him to be able to give you 50. And so if he's giving you the 20 and you mismanage it, he's gonna say, okay, that's my daughter, I can give you 1 million. So it was like those challenging moments to me were like a test that God was putting me through to see what was gonna do with the assignment that he has given me. Because mind you, that we're gonna stand before him and give account of what we did with the assignment that he gave us to do. And so now when I remember that I'm going to give God account for what I did, and so it keeps me going. Like, my account is to the Almighty God and not to man. And sometimes, even though those stones are being thrown, even though the challenges come, even though people don't understand, because I do realize that one of the misunderstanding that misconceptions that people have is that you being an organization or charity organization, you're getting grants from somewhere. You're getting grants, whether the American government is giving you grants, or people are giving you grants, or as an organization, you're getting grants from somewhere. And it's taking me a longer time. I don't know if some people still don't get it, that 80% of what you see me spend is my personal income. It's not money that is sitting somewhere or grants that I got from somewhere. And I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to use my personal money, because God makes provision for that. And so people don't understand that. And all they want is a solution. It doesn't matter where that solution is coming from. It doesn't matter how you do it. They just want a solution. And the minute that you cannot meet their needs, they start calling you names. Some people create fake accounts. They come after you. They call you names. And it's really challenging, given our people, given the fact that a lot of them need a lot of understanding. I'm not talking down to anybody, but that's the reality, that if you move from that environment where you are and come to this side of the world, you know that things operate differently. Things are being done differently. That it takes a whole lot of compassion and a whole lot of vision, a whole lot of grace for me to give up part of my salary that I should be able to take and go on a vacation with my family. I decide to sacrifice that for you. I'm not giving because I have abundance. I'm not giving because I have a whole lot. I'm giving because, like I said, it's a commission. It's a commandment. I'm respecting and I'm obeying the voice of he that sent me to do this assignment.
Ooh, I like that. She's not giving because she has abundance of it. Somebody type that in the comments. And so you're talking about where we came from, right? And I just want to piggyback off of that. That when we hear from our family members that they're in dire need, it's easy for us to send money to them to adhere to their needs. So, but when it's a stranger that's in need, we don't often have that, that the same zeal to help that stranger. How do you motivate people to help others when they don't have that emotional connection to them?
By doing it, by showing them the example that if I can do it, I'm not just helping people that I know, not just my family member. I have actually put even my family members on hold, like you on hold, because I have done a lot. Now, there are other people that really need help. Like I said, provider ministry is not just based in Cameroon. You can imagine we're helping people in Eastern Africa, in Uganda, in Ghana, in Tanzania. Look at the case of this mother with necrotic a tissue that she came with her leg. And I just stumbled on that because it's somebody that an acquaintance, and I said, and it dawned on me. It so came on me. My heart was so heavy. I'm like, let me have the story. Do you give me permission to do something about it? She was so shocked that she started crying. She's like, you
Mm-hmm.
don't even know me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that even the Bible says that we should be careful to entertain strangers, because in so doing, some have entertained angels without knowing. So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be your family member, because you don't know that person that you're helping. You don't know who you're gonna meet tomorrow. You don't know it's like you're sowing a seed that even if the fruits that come out of that seed you don't reap, your children and your generation will reap from that.
Oh.
You understand? Yeah.
Yes, yes. So let's be planting our seeds, people. Let's plant our seeds, because we're not only planting seeds for us, we're planting seeds for our generation, right? So then how do we get to a place where we can help people and not deprive ourselves as well? Because we want to be able to give, especially when we're giving to not only our people in our community, but to strangers as well. So how do we find that balance?
And then the one thing that I wanted to stress was that, a lot of people are, they have been, from history and from experience, so they're discouraged, and not the issue of trust,
Mm,
not really knowing what organization or who to trust your money with, because a lot of organizations, when you donate your money, a lot part of it goes for administrative costs, and not really fully for the purpose of which that money was intended. So people are reluctant to give. So that's the reason why you see me posting updates every time that I have a case. I have to post from the beginning how the money was used, how the money was received, and the outcome of what we got from the results of what that case was. So I keep my donors and the partners and everybody updated from every single franc. You see how the money was spent,
yeah.
right? So, and I'm calling other organizations that we need to bring back that trust. We need to bring back that, so that a lot of people can reach out. I know people that really want to give, but they're not sure that if I'm giving this person my money, it's going to be used for the purpose of which the money was designed for,
Yeah.
So if you don't have an income, that works against you. So
Yes.
I encourage people to say, before you get yourself involved in being a philanthropist, in being a charity organization, you need to have an income of your own, have a personal income, because if you're depending on this, you're going to run into a lot of trouble. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with giving and being able to balance giving to people and not running yourself out, I tell people that charity begins at home. Make sure that you're in a position where you're taking care of yourself first. I know people have told me that, oh, you have a loving husband, you have an understanding husband because he won't let you do this. And I said that I know when to say no. I know when to pull myself out and say, I cannot handle this case. I know when to tell my people on the ground that I don't have it. I can't help you right now. You're either going to have to wait, I'll refer you to somebody else, try another organization. So you need to be truthful. You don't need to, because there's a point that I wrote, stream the suffering of people rather than trying to contain it.
Mm,
Right? Meaning that you cannot fix everyone's problems. You don't have to feel like everything that comes your way, you have to take care of it. You have
yeah.
to handle it. You are not responsible for people suffering. Sometimes we feel like when somebody is suffering, you feel like it is your responsibility. You feel like no, you're not responsible. There's always going to be people that have issues. There's always going to be people that are sick. There's always going to be somebody that is in need. There's always going to be, if you put yourself in a position where you want to solve all of those problems, you will run yourself down. Know when to take a break. Don't take upon you what you cannot handle,
Yeah.
or more than you can handle. Don't lose yourself in the process. You
Yeah.
got
I
to
think
be.
what you said is very, very important, because like you said, it comes down to the intention, right? So
Right.
it's not like they have access, or somebody has access to money and they're refusing to do it. Because, like you said, if somebody is struggling to feed themselves and they don't have the money, it defeats the purpose, which I know you post a lot about, going to the church and giving the money to maybe a pastor when you at home don't have food to put on your table, right? Which we call what, sowing our seeds, or however we term it, right? So it's, you have to be able to say no, like you said, and take care of what us in a financial world we call our four corners. So can you put food on your table? Can you put a roof over your head? Can you take your kids to school if they need transportation? So are you safe where you're staying? So take care of your four corners first before
Right.
you say, okay, I am in a position where I can help others. So do not be drowning as well and then try to save others, right?
You
So
cannot. Two drowning people cannot. You can. Both of you are going to drown, and this is exactly what happened to me when I came to this country, because I felt like, uh, our tradition and our background tells us that you have to be each other's keeper, even extended families and extended families. So you feel like you have to carry that burden with you even
mm,
when you're dying. So what happened to me when I came to this country was that I was living hand to mouth just because I was trying to meet the needs of other people. And so when I even think about it, sometimes I get angry because the days that I have sleepless nights, I can't remember how many times I have had near accidents where I have fallen asleep behind the wheel because I didn't get enough sleep at night. I barely
mm,
had 2 hours of sleep because I'm working. Sometimes I'm navigating between 3 jobs, 2 jobs, just because I think that, oh my God, this person back home is going to be angry at me. This person is not going to like me. This person is going to call me names. They're going to say this. So I was living based on what people will say and not living the reality of what I was facing. There was a time when I almost missed my rent by $5.
no.
Somebody else had to give me $5 to make up my rent just because I sent other money back home.
If you can relate to what she's saying, please just, raise your hand, or give us a thumbs up in the comments.
Yeah, I
I
sent
know a lot of people can
all
relate
the
to this.
money back home, and I was barely feeding. Sometimes, you eat stale food, you have to eat the same food, you have to put yourself eating fast food and eating Chinese because it's cheap, and killing yourself, just because you want to satisfy people back home. And I got to the point where I realized that nobody back home has ever died because they called you and say, I need money for this, and you don't give it to them and something happens. No, no, no. So I got to the point where I said, you know what? I have to take care of me first. And this is the point I wrote this one down. Like, it's one of the myths that we also have, that for many, the measure of success is not how much you can get, but rather how much you can give and release to others. But
Mm,
the simple truth is that you must be blessed before you can be a blessing.
mm. That's right. That is so
You
right.
must be up yourself before you can lift somebody up. If
Mm,
you're down, you're not going to lift somebody else that is down.
yes. All of you cannot be trying to go through the eye of a needle at the same time.
Not at
And
all.
yeah, and what you are saying, I know a lot of us can relate to it, because it's like that African tax that we all feel obligated to help people back home, even when we are drowning in our own sorrows, in our own demise over here. And yes, Mami, it's a blessing, it's a joy to give, but sometimes you are giving even at your own expense,
You're
right?
giving at your
So
own
I think,
demise.
yes,
I would have died from stress, from
yes,
lack of sleep,
yeah,
literally
absolutely.
working 48 hours round the clock.
That's
Not
right.
because I want to meet my own needs, but because I want to meet the needs of other people and put on this face of trying to be a good person. It
That's
is not
right.
in how much you give people that makes you a good person.
But
No.
that's a lesson that a lot of us had to learn, right? Because we attribute how much you give to how much love they're gonna give you, right? So and then you grow up to the point where it's like, I think that I've said this so many times. I think the single most important lesson, I learned, and I encourage people to have that lesson as well, is to be able to say no.
Exactly.
To be able to say no.
I found out that it's so difficult for us Africans to say no.
Yes.
We fake it until we break. We
Yes.
fake it until they rest in peace. We need to be able to face our families and tell them the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them the truth. And so when I started telling the truth, they said, I'm in school. So I can only work part-time, which means what you guys were having before, you're not going to have it this time, because this is what I got to do. I have to
Yes.
pay bills. I can't afford, they're going to evict me if I don't pay bills. I have a child.
Yeah.
This is the truth. So we need to be telling people the truth and the reality of what is happening to us.
Yeah,
Okay.
and real quick before we rally back to our topic, it's like in America, right? When back home we have our neighbors that if they evict us, maybe we can go seek shelter
Oh
there.
yes.
Here we don't. There's
Not
literally nobody you can go and be like, hey, neighbor, can I stay at your house?
you're
So
gonna go to the
that's
you're
why
gonna
it's
you're gonna go to a
important
shelter place, or you end up sleeping in your car.
to be able to
You end up sleeping
take.
in your car.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one experience. This is how serious, and I don't want anybody to go through what I went through, because when I think about it, like I said, I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive myself and move on and learn from those
Mhm.
things, and life got better. On the weekends, I did not have a babysitter. I took my baby, sneaked my baby at work, put my baby upstairs, feed the baby, and I was on the lower floor working. And I would be taking so many bathroom breaks just to go check on the baby so
Hmm.
I can work money and send back home. You
Yeah.
know, that was extreme.
Yes. Yes. But then the good thing is we live, we learn, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're here to do better and speak on
Yeah.
our story so other people can learn from it. And that's the whole purpose of this show, is that we want to share our experiences in a bit to inspire others that that you can live a better life, especially in the diaspora. It's not saying don't help people. We're saying that you can help people, but you can live the life that you want. The goal that we came here for is to be able to live a better life for ourselves, right?
Help yourself before you can help somebody else. That's just the bottom line of it. Because what I was doing was helping other people and not helping me,
Yeah.
you know, and not helping me. How can you sacrifice your baby, take your baby and put your baby upstairs in that kind of a condition? And then if just because you want to work and send money back home to keep a good face. This is me. Let me tell you. So when I came to America in 2002,
Hmm.
in October of 2002, in November, 2 weeks later, when my SS card came, I was able to secure a job with T-Mobile, being a telemarketer, right? So the minute that happened, I started sending money back home, to say that I started working 2 weeks when I came to this country. So from 2002 to 2009, I never saved a dime. Never. It was until I started facing the reality of the fact that some
Hello.
of the things that I put here, to say that consider yourself first.
Mm.
Charity begins at home. I
Yeah.
started talking to myself, let go of traditions.
Yes.
Traditions that would drown you.
Yes.
Don't give more than you have, more than you
Preach.
can balance. Don't give if you cannot secure at least 3 to 6 months rent in your bank account. You don't need to get to that place where if you lose your job, you're going to be stranded. And then look at the condition of people back home. They have a roof over their head. They can go to the backyard and get bitter leaf and get a goosey and get water leaf and get all of that is available to them. But in America, you don't have anywhere where you have to buy food.
Yes.
You're gonna have to purchase food. If you don't have the money, you will go hungry. So I
Yeah.
started talking to myself, like, when I started that, And with the help of my husband, I can tell you that from 2010 till now, I started saving. I was able to say that every year when I do an inventory, I can say that this is how much money I saved in a year.
Yeah.
And it did not stop me from giving. I was still able to give, but I
Yeah.
was able to save.
Yeah. So my question to you is, you know, um, in 2002 and 2000 to 2009, when you were struggling to, you know, work all those jobs and take care of those people, right? And 2009, when you finally decided to take control of your life and your finances, and now when you've taken control of those things, were you able to help more people and give more now that you've taken control of your finances? Or that time when you were struggling to do all of those things, which when did you help more people and give more?
I'm helping a lot of people now.
That is so
I'm helping a lot of people
right,
now
right.
in giving. And I still don't feel the burden, like, I'm missing anything, because sometimes it feels like a miracle. This is where, like, your first point comes in now, that giving generates abundance. And
Mhm.
we cannot say that without actually relating it to our spirituality,
Yeah,
without actually relating it to a higher realm. That if you're not a believer, if you don't believe, you will not understand what I'm saying. That
yeah,
giving for the right purposes, giving in obedience to what God says, that, as you
yeah,
give unto this ones, you're giving up to me, as you do to this ones, you're doing unto me,
yeah,
that it actually generate abundance. Because
yeah.
sometimes when I do certain things, and I go back into my account, I'm like, it doesn't feel like I really did something,
Yes,
but I have help. And I can tell you that, let me say in other terms, that a dividend that I'm cashing in from giving to people, in other words, the blessings that I have, the prayers that people are praying and opening doors for me, it's amazing.
yes,
It's such how can I say, it's such a grandiose feeling when you actually help somebody that is in need.
hmm,
But when you do so, when you're in that right position, I'm not saying that wait until you're a millionaire before you
hmm.
give.
No,
You need to cut your T's and dot your I's and put certain things in perspective for yourself first. Then you can be able to be in a
able to give.
comfortable place to give to other people and help other people without outburning yourself, without stressing yourself, without emotionally, physically, putting yourself, go through sleepless nights. It
Yeah.
will come easy for you.
Yes. So that's a really good, you know, point that you say that, you know, burning yourself out, right? And having sleepless nights. And I sometimes make this joke and say, you go meet a homeless man on the street, right? And you ask them and say, what do you want to do in life, right? That person is gonna look at you crazy because all they want is maybe a place to spend the night or a place to sleep. So, and it's the same thing, you know, in life. So take care of yourself, your immediate needs, and then you're going to find out what you want to do in life, like you did,
Exactly.
right? You took care of yourself, you took care of your finances, and then you figured out, I want to be able to help people. You want to be able to form providers ministry, and now you found out your real calling in life. So coming back to what we said about giving activating abundance, I think it's twofold, right? Because when you take care of your finances, you not only have the money to be able to give, you also find out that you are more content. The things that you
Exactly.
think that you wanted in life, you actually don't need those things. And there's the feeling of peace and contentment around you. And so you don't actually go around chasing things that you thought that were going to bring you peace. So you have more money available to do the things that you want to do, which is the self-actualization, right? And so you have the money to help more people. So like you said, in your case, you were able to help more people through providers ministry. So I think that's amazing what you're doing, right? So you've answered a lot of the questions that I wanted to ask you. So one another question is, looking back now, if you're into your 16-year-old self, or maybe when you just came here to the US, what advice would you give yourself? So you just set foot in the US, like what would be your advice to yourself?
So the first thing is, like I said, to realize that your family back home or friends or people, because when I got here, I didn't only give to family, immediate family. I was trying to satisfy all of my friends, all of the friends that I knew. I'll send you this one you just call. So the first thing with that, you have to settle first. Now get your papers, documentation in this country. Fine, put a roof over your head before you won't just start saying that. Okay, let me help somebody else. I would have done things differently. I'm telling you that if back in my 16 when I came to this country, I would have gone to medical school. It would not have taken me that long to go through nursing school and get. I would have gone to medical school. I would have pursued my career in lawn tennis and play tennis and get a scholarship and do things differently. I didn't know all of that. I was busy working to send money home. Even when I joined a college level tennis and I played to that level, I didn't take it further just because all I wanted was to find a quick way to make money so I can send back home. So I was trying to take a shorter route. I was trying to do this microwave, quick, achievement, anxious, ambitious, saying that, I can make quick money and a lot of money so I can help so many people and so they can know that I'm a good person. That mentality, I would not have approached things the way I did. Like seriously. Yeah, I would have done things differently. And like I said, I would stream the suffering of people rather than trying to contain it. And you don't contain the suffering of people. Things are always going to come. People are always going to suffer. I would have considered myself first. Like I said, it took me a while to go through school just because I was trying to work all those years and just send money. I would have, my school would have taken me a shorter time. I would not have taken all those years to be where I am now. So I was being penny wise and pound foolish, so it kind of delayed. It didn't derail me, but it delayed me. So I would learn to recharge myself because I was working nonstop. Learn to recharge myself. Learn to say no. I learned to say no when it was too late. I would have learned earlier to say, hey, no, be patient, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. And I would have learned to cut some people off earlier because it comes with a lot of ingratitude.
Because not everybody is going to where you're going to, right?
No, yes. I would have cut some people off very early.
Yes. So no, but so thank you for sharing that. So what is one thing that you want audience to take away from all of this discussion? The one thing you would want them to remember?
In as much as I'm talking about this and smiling about it, we have to be cognizant and we have to come to the realization that the reality is that our people back home, especially with this crisis, really do need help. There are a lot of people that genuinely need help. And if you can help someone, help them today while they're still alive. We have the propensity where we tend to donate more during wakekeepings, during funeral celebrations, and we say we want to give people befitting burial. I don't see anything befitting about burying a dead body, a body that is lifeless, a body that knows nothing about what you're doing for them, a body that could care less whether you put Gucci suit on them or you're wearing a wig, a straight bone on them, or their coffin costs $1 million. that is not befitting to me. Befitting is when somebody is alive and they need help and you help them. And so I want our moral compass to be reawakening. I want that compassion to be reawakening. That even at the point where we have differences with people, when it comes to helping, that the compassion, we should let go of certain things, let go of the bitterness. There's a lot of people that have hurt me and I still help them. When they come to me, I still help them. I will tell you a story of a friend who betrayed me, like seriously. But when they lost their mother, they called me. I didn't feel that anger in me. I felt pity and I felt the compassion. And I said, okay, this person needs help. You don't have to be my friend, but I can help you. You know, let's help people while they're still alive, while they need it, not when they are almost dying or when they're dead. And we want to outgive to give them a befitting burial.
Wow.
It doesn't make any sense. So we should endeavor to get involved as much as you can give. It shouldn't be millions, thousands, hundreds. People don't realize how a $5, a $10, a $20 adds up when there's an issue. If that's all you have, God honors that. All right. If your prayer is all you have, God honors that. Let's get involved because together we can accomplish a lot. If we do it together, we can accomplish a whole lot. We can help a whole lot of people. You know, we can begin to bridge the gap between the middle class, the rich, the middle class, and the poor. We can begin to bridge that gap. And however you can help your people, please don't hesitate. Get out there. A lot of people, you're still worried about what people will say about you. This thing that we do does not come without criticism. It doesn't come without its own share of issues. But there's nothing in life. God did not promise us that we're not going to have issues. We're not going to have problems in life. He says that afflictions will come, but he will be with you. As long as your purpose is right and it's coming from the right place in your heart, God will give you the strength. He will give you the guidance and he will give you, he will be with you to carry you through your burden. You will take on his yoke that will make yours easy to carry.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
All right. Well, if you have questions for Dr. Mrs. Veronica Fortune, you can drop them in the comment section for us. And we'll just highlight some of the comments that you have for us. And so yeah, Jay was saying, reiterating what you said here, giving for the right purpose and the right reasons will get you the reward. Absolutely. So Yvonne typed out what you said. She's not giving because she has abundance, which is another question is, should somebody wait to have enough until they start giving, right? Should they wait until they have enough?
I think we talked about that. What I would say is that you don't have to wait until you have enough. Be comfortable with what you have, and then you can give from the little that you have. Giving is an act of sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Should I say that it's easy to give? It is not easy to give. It's easy for me to give because it's a divine mandate. It's a commission. So that the spirit is making it easy for me to be able to give because it's what I'm called to do. But giving is not easy. Giving is a sacrifice. And if we look even from our Heavenly Father, it is because he loved us that much that he gave his only son. If God did not love us the way he did, he would not have. So giving is sacrifice. Giving is an act of love. And so be comfortable. What I'm saying is that we see some of the things that people do, like how can you pawn your family house? How can you give away your family house? You take the title of your family house, you're giving. You're not giving because you want to help somebody. You're giving for your reason. It's follery. It's foolish for you to
Mm-hmm.
take the title of your family home and give it away. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but this is the reality. People are doing this. I have a girl that came to me and said that this woman of God has asked me not to furnish and fix my mother's house, that I need to come give her the money. You let your mother stay under the rain and her roof is leaking, so you can take the money and give it to the woman of God, and miraculously she's going to pray and the roof is going to fix itself. Does that make sense? That does not make any sense. The roof is not going to fix itself.
Yep.
Those are the things that I say, that give for the right purpose. So you don't need to wait until you have abundance for you to give. If you have $1,000 and you can save 200 or 300, as long as you have your savings out of that money and you still have 20 left with you, you can split the 20 and give 10. You can give 5. You can give 1. It all adds up like little drops in the ocean. It adds up. You won't believe it, how much it adds up. You don't need to give me 2,000.
That's right.
Your 10,000 goes a long way. ten
Long
thousand
way.
in Cameroon, $10 in Cameroon is like 6,000. That's a lot. Do you know that people can start a petty business with 6,000? You can actually buy beans and start making puff puff with
Yep.
6,000. You can.
Yeah. So talking about giving, so if the spirit moved you and you feel like reaching out and helping providers ministry, so you can definitely send some money to providers ministry. Is where is Veronica's platform in her foundation. So you can definitely send the money to her. That's her information.
What I usually say is that I encourage people to follow me on my page. When you see a case that comes up, you can actually, because some people don't want to give parazar. They don't just want to give in a vacuum. They want to know that there's something going on and then they can assist, right? Right. So if you can follow our page and you see a case that is coming up and you want to, be part of that case, you want to assist in that case, that would really be nice. We have a lot of projects coming up. We're partnering with Red Cross so that we can train as many people as we can on the ground in Cameroon on CPR and basic life training and first aid training. That way, because I've seen a lot of people that have died because they had a heart attack or had a cardiac arrest and nobody knew what to do. A lot of people had accident, sites where people pick up their phone and they start recording instead of you trying to perform basic CPR to save somebody's life. So we're trying to train people across the country in Cameroon. We're going to start the dates. It's going to come up where we're going to have, the number of students and train. They're charging us the rate of students, which is really cheap at 10,000 per person. So that's what we're charging. And then we have other projects like trying to empower a lot of single mothers, a lot of widows to start businesses. I am not a believer in trying to feed people, because when you if I give you food today, you're going to eat that food in 3 days and then you're going to come back to me in day 5 and say the food is finished. So but if I train you to be able to start a petty business, if I train you to have a skill that you can use to empower yourself, then now you can take care of yourself and you can also carry it forward and start training other people. So we're so blessed that some of the people that have become partners of provider ministry are people that we have helped. And then they come back to say, okay, now I'm getting profit from what you helped me, and I want to chip in 10,000, I want to chip in 5,000, I want to do this. And that's how it's going. And so whenever we have a case, if you want to be a participant, God bless you. I know God himself would touch people's heart whenever he brings a case. And don't hesitate. Anyhow we can help. If you have any case that we can handle, what I do is if there's a case that come and I cannot, I refer them to somebody else. I don't try and carry everything on my head just so people can say, oh, provider ministry has done this case, we have handled this case, we've handled this case, we've handled this case. No, because all the glory returns to the Almighty God. It returns
Amen.
to him and
All
him alone, because this is his work, it's not mine.
right. Well, Veronica, thank you, Dr. Fortune, for being with us today. Really means a lot to us. I hope and I pray that a lot of people are inspired to help more people just listening to you. So it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
All
We're
right.
together.
So um, today we had Dr. Fortune, like you all saw. I just wanted to close the show by telling you guys that we do have everything that we need to succeed within us. Whatever you want to do, you have it within you to be able to do that. So this is our pilot show. This is our very first show, and it is a very special day for us because today is actually 26 years since my other sister passed away, and she was a very, very generous person, generous with her time, generous with everything that she held very dear to her. So it was only befitting that we start off the show we're talking about generosity, and our very essence of wanting to take control of our money was to be able to help and give back to our community through financial education. So we hope that by doing Life in the Diaspora show that we're able to inspire more people to be able to build wealth so that they can continue to live the life that they deserve and be able to give back to their community. So if you do not follow our page, please follow us on Beyond Financial Reset on YouTube. We're on Instagram and on Facebook. All right. And thank you for watching this show. And we look forward to hearing from you. If there's something that you would like us to talk about, you can send us an email on beyondfinancialreset@gmail.com, or you can send us a message, DM us. We always love hearing from you. Thank you so very much for watching, and have a great night.